Good evening. This is the July 11th, 2017 Planning Board meeting, and this is being broadcast by Area 58 Community Access Media. If you could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The first thing we're going to do tonight is we do have a public hearing for a special permit to modify conditions for Davenport BCCH LLC.
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I will be excusing myself because I'm in conflict.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, when Mr. Sinclair leaves, you will see in your packet a decision, original decision by the planning board that, and I'm sure council will direct you to condition number 7, which is what we are dealing with. Thank you.
Good evening, members of the board. For the record, my name is Richard M. Sirkey, and to my right is Russell Nesbitt from the Davenport Companies. And we are the applicant before you tonight. This is an application to modify a prior special permit. The applicant's predecessor in title to the Whistlebury Glen subdivision on High Street, A.D. Makepeace Company, was issued a special permit under Section 2500 to construct more than 7 homes on a tract of land in a 12-month period to the extent necessary, and it read as follows. During each 12-month period following the completion of road construction, 5 building permits may be issued during the first 6 months and 3 during the following 6 months. As an alternative, the applicant may choose to have 7 building permits issued at any time during each such 12-month period. Road construction has taken place, and 12 out of the 14 lots in the subdivision have been released from the covenant. The applicant, Davenport, for itself or for its successors in interest to the 14 lots in the subdivision, would like to begin and complete the construction of homes at this point without any phasing limitations. And I've appended the decisions to our application, and so we're seeking to modify that part of your decision which required building permits to be subject to those phasing requirements.
Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I can add just one brief thing. You know, I was here when this all happened, and at the time, there was a stipulation in the bylaw that regulated the amount of building permits that could be built in a conservation subdivision, and the whole notion was that we would be overtaxing the building department, et cetera, et cetera. I was involved. I inherited one of those moratoriums. The second one was drafted by the planning board and approved by town meeting, and was approved by the Attorney General. However, at the time, I can't remember. I probably was a man, but he said that will be the last one because you've kind of overran the rationale on why you have those. So I think it's more than appropriate to get rid of this at this time.
So that no longer exists.
That's correct.
Today. Okay. So there's no need that this be.
I don't find it.
Any questions or comments before we take a vote?
I think you have to open it up to the audience.
Yes.
But
Okay. Oh yeah, since this is a public meeting,
Hearing.
a hearing, if there's anybody out there that would like to comment, please stand up now. And there's no one in the rear, so I'll, if you could have a motion to
Motion to close the public hearing.
public hearing.
Second that.
So I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. Those in favor?
Aye.
All right, if there aren't any questions or comments from the members of the board, I'll entertain a motion to, see, how do we word this, to,
We move condition 7 from said permit dated December 4th, 2007. And I'll draft something up. I'll pass it by council to make sure we get it right.
Make a motion for what Jack said. For condition 7.
do I have a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
That was unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck on the subdivision.
Right, thanks.
Thank you. And I'll say for the record, it's nice to see this man back.
Oh, thank you.
However long we have.
Thank you, council.
All right, we were.
Yeah, I don't know where the sign people
Yeah, we were gonna go into executive session. That people aren't here.
I talked to the attorney, your attorney, and I made it at 7 to make it easy for him.
It says right on the.
And you'll see his email verifying it.
That's a matter that I'm involved in, but since it's an executive session, I wouldn't be.
This might be the sign guy. I assume that's not your attorney.
Nice to see you all.
Thank you. Good night. All right, the next, are you here for the Norwood printing? Okay, so the next on the agenda is the sign permit for Norwood Printing at 78 North Main Street. So if you could come up and give us your name and address and tell us what you're doing.
My name's Eric Perkins. My address is 78 North Main Street, where the proposed sign for Norwood Printing is going to be, in the Crossroad Collisions building. So I'd like to have a street sign and a building sign.
Is there a sign already existing for the old business that was there?
It's in the middle part of the grass. There's two sections as you pull in the driveway. There's a large section and there's a smaller section off to the right as you're looking at the building. We'd like to propose the sign to go over there, out of the way, offset back towards the parking lot.
I gave 2 of these for you to share. I'll give one to the chairman. I only had 3. This yellow one. Yeah, could I take that, please?
Yep.
I just wanted to. Thank you. Text that attorney.
What business was at this location before?
Presently Crossroads Collisions there. And then before that it was Rotary. There's a body shop there right now.
Oh, this is the body shop.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
this is the building I've done all the work to.
That's a different.
Oh, yeah.
That's different than I thought.
That's right, you were here before.
Yes, for the
Yeah.
I'm the owner of the building and of Crossroads.
I see, okay. All right. So,
That's different than we had talked about.
So is this, through you, Mr. Chair, in that building where Crossroads is Crossroads going out of business?
No, that's another company that I have. So
Yeah.
Crossroads going to stay there. There was 3 bays along the front.
Yep.
If you've driven by in the past week, you can see that there's a front door there now. And then we've created a brick facade kind of look. There's going to be a copy center in there. Basically, you know, a couple copy machines and a person taking orders to send back to my Norwood location. So it's going to basically be an order entry point to do all the larger work back in Norwood, where I have all the printing presses and everything else. Just trying to expand my footprint.
We would need, the way that I'm understanding, this should be one marquee sign out front with both businesses on, under the bylaw.
I had the wrong address.
No, that's all right.
each zone
Mm-hmm.
allows certain amount of signs and
Yeah.
certain size per business.
Correct.
And you are in, I believe, the general business zone. I
Yep.
can, hold on. Is that right, Will?
I believe it's GB there.
Yep. So, let me find the sign bylaw. Let's start in the beginning.
So you're actually gonna,
49.
so does this mean that,
Okay.
he's just here for a sign though, but if you put another business.
For a directory sign, as Will's talking, well, he's talking about what they would consider a freestanding sign. One per single occupancy commercial building. There's obviously more than one occupancy in this
Correct.
building. Then there's a thing called a monument sign. Hold on. Monument sign shall mean a sign which is an integral part of the independent structure supported from grade to bottom of the sign with the appearance of having a solid base.
That's just the definition. I guess my point is that in any multiple businesses that we have one marquee.
That's the problem you have, is when you have more than one business in a complex,
Yep.
you can't have like 10 signs out there. You
Correct.
have, and yours, unfortunately or fortunately, is 2 businesses, so you got to be attached to each other.
All right.
That's number one. If you are attached to each other,
Go ahead.
well, it says it gets complicated because it says 16 square feet for the directory and then 2 square feet for each business.
Right. So it's a change.
So
it's a change of use of the building, because he's subdividing the building for multiple purposes.
Correct.
Right now, it's permitted for the auto body shop.
Correct. And I've gotten all the permits for
We're
it.
loving that there's another business there.
Yeah.
And
The business.
your auto body shop is awesome. From
She
personal
appreciate
experience,
that.
absolutely awesome. Highly recommend you guys. You guys did a great
We
job.
appreciate that.
And the use as a business is fine. It's
Yeah.
not the business, it's the sign.
Mm-hmm. That's
But
why we
you're-
did the other one almost at the complete opposite end of the spectrum, because of the freestanding sign law that was there that allows for that.
Yeah, except the freestanding says 1 per single occupancy commercial building, and you're not single.
Now you're
occupancy.
multiple occupancy, even though
And-
you own the same.
And after we get past that, then we have the problem, and it looks great, your sign that you want above your door, it can only be 8 square feet.
Okay. We can change that.
So that's a no-brainer.
But it would be a special permit anyways.
Not for the 8 square feet.
No, but for the marquee.
He would either have to abide by this
Yeah.
and consolidate them all into a marquee with 2 little slats, or come in for a special permit for exactly what he wants. One or the other.
On one marquee.
What is
The
it?
language
What
is
is it?
written that we can't do 2 separate.
Unless it's by special permit, and then you could allow 2.
Well, isn't that what he's here for?
If
Yeah,
you.
that's right. Put it really.
No, this is not a special permit, this is just a sign permit. It's complicated.
I prefer to have the special permit and abide by whatever I need to, so that each sign, so that that small one for Crossroads, I don't have to recreate $1,000 sign,
Yeah.
or at least $1,000. I mean, I did it myself, but it's a lot of money in just material.
So, would he be able to just come back in? Unfortunately, can't. It has to be posted, right?
Yeah, it gets expensive.
It's less than the money that I'm gonna have to put forward to redo
To
two.
do a special permit, the fee is $500 and the advertising's $2.
It's cheaper than what I've already spent on the sign and then have to redo a whole nother sign.
I would recommend, I'm fine with it, it's up to you guys. I think with good conscience, you gotta give them direction that, yeah, this is what we're gonna entertain, because if, don't send them down a rabbit hole.
This is
That
and
he's
I'm
gonna
say
get denied.
This is like the second or third time this particular thing has come up now.
Absolutely.
And it's gonna have to change. I mean, he moved into this building. Maybe he moved into the building thinking that eventually he would have one or two more, but we had the same thing going on just down the street, and we literally have the same thing going on around the corner.
Yeah. And I got two, if I may.
Buying a business, making a second business, that's encouraging, but this language is gonna have to change.
All I'm trying to do is add more jobs to the.
And we want that.
You know, it's truly what I want to do. I mean, I think with the body shop, it's growing. In the copy center, which there's nothing in this area to facilitate what I'm trying to put here.
And I think the idea is we're on your side, but figuring out how we're supposed to
Almost definitely.
grow into this
Yeah.
situation, because
Bylaw, yeah.
this is probably the second or third time, at least in the last few months.
Yeah, and there's two things going on, Kevin, you're right, if I may, Mr. Chair. One is the bylaw is restrictive, very restrictive. All my time here before, it was always that way. The second thing is, because I'm here only a couple hours, if I had known all this, I could have talked to you and we could have worked all that out before you came here. And I'm only here a couple hours a week.
That's fine.
Maybe. So can you live with the sign restricted above your shop?
Yep.
So I'm gonna make the suggestion you approve that so we can have a sign
On the building.
on his building.
And then come back for
Correct.
the other one,
Correct.
which I think is a great idea.
We want him to be in business and have a
Yes.
sign.
And can we not, I mean, we've also talked about this, can we not, you could build a portable sign, like an A-frame, and bring it out there daily in that spot.
Yes.
Could he not?
Yeah.
You just have to put it away every night until you go for your special permit, pay to have the new sign.
Yeah, I mean, I can do a banner and just put out.
You
there.
can do a banner for 60 days.
Yep, I can do that. You know, I mean, that's it.
That's a grand opening banner.
When somebody comes in to do something right, I would like to think that we're gonna try to help them.
That's what we're here
Instead of-
for.
I don't like it when they're coming in through the back door and not doing it.
Well, if you remember, we had a little bit of history. I know Jack wasn't here at the time. We had that same incident last year. We were gonna look at changing that to accommodate that, and we were gonna tackle that this year.
Right.
So.
I can think of
this
2
is a
times
great time
specific
to
it's
do it.
happened, if not 3.
Yep. I mean, the bylaw change would have to go to town meeting, but we can still do you under a special permit.
Okay. I mean, I'm good with that. I mean, like I said, I'd rather get what I want out of it and follow your rules and regulations for whatever we need to do to make it so that I don't have to shrink 2 signs down and hemorrhage the farm again on doing that.
Okay. So,
Through you, Mr. Chair, how far apart would they be? Just for line of sight.
Well, so if Crossroads' sign presently is directly in the center of that first opening, you've got to go 30, 40 feet and then another 30 feet. They'll be about 70 feet apart because it's going to be at the very end. So as you, where McCarthy's Tone is, you come around that corner and there's that post in the middle, it's going to be almost 15 feet from that post. It's going to be set back to where the railroad ties out to the back of it so that when you come around the corner, you'll see the Norwood printing sign and you'll see the Crossroads sign. So mine will be set back so that you still have the clear view of theirs. And then coming the other way, mine will be set back so you can see underneath theirs and see mine.
Yeah, not just, I don't want them stacked on top of each other.
No, they're not going to be that
they're
close.
defeating each other then.
Exactly.
I've tried to make it, you know, as aesthetically pleasing as possible. Just like everything else I know with the building.
So I would, if we're going in this direction, I'd recommend that you approve only the building sign, limited to 8 square feet. And then I'll amend this application for your signature.
Okay. And then if you could come back to us with
And then
the special
Paul,
permit, right?
or
Now, when he comes back for the special permit, is that gonna assist him with 2 different signs on the building for 2 different, does that
he can
have to
get
be addressed
anything
as
he
well?
wants with the special permit. You can come in with anything you want. You could even not do it above your building,
Just put a banner there and put a banner up front.
and then wait for the special
And
permit.
then try to get exactly what I
But
want.
you could approve it, at least for now, so he's covered either way.
So what I'll do then is 2 banners to
Yeah.
get us the 60 days, so that I'm covered no matter what I want to do, and then come back for the exact thing that I'd like. I'll shrink the sign on the building down a little bit, but I'll go for the special permit to
Okay.
get the sign a little bit larger and leave the one up front the way it is.
So then he doesn't need anything.
Then Jack, you can help him put that together while you're here. While I'm on.
In his 2 hours a week.
Hurry up, we only get him for a little bit longer.
I get you for 15 minutes.
I'll tell you what, when they're done, I'll give you my card.
Alright.
I have my cell phone on there. Call me. We'll work it out.
Okay.
But we're gonna have to act quickly for you.
Okay.
Alright.
Perfect.
I don't think you need to vote.
No.
All right. So I'll just do 2 banners.
No, I'm glad I apologize on behalf of the town. They
It's
just
okay.
don't have a full-time planner yet to help you.
It's all right.
And you got stuck in the.
And now I have you.
Ah,
That's what we keep saying.
That's our problem. We're fighting for his 15 minutes.
Well, on the way here, I'm like, well, they said it opens up at 7 o'clock, and it's 7:05. I hope there's a lot of people in front of me like last time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Guys, thank you. When are you open anyways?
I'd like to open up August 1st.
August 1st?
Yeah.
You want to just give a little spout to the people at home what you're going to have and hours of operation, junk like that?
So starting August 1st, there'll be a Norwood Printing in Carver, Massachusetts, offering copying, digital color and black and white, and also via the satellite location, any offset printing that you may need. So come on down as of August 1st. We'll be open and we'll be waiting for you to stop by, faxing, and anything else that we may need. All right.
Hours of operation?
Hours of operation are going to be 9 to 5,
Awesome.
Monday through Friday. All right, and we appreciate everything that the town's done for us.
And
Very
there's
happy to
none
have
in
you.
town. You're back. I mean, we
That's
haven't
why
had
I
a
wanna do this.
copying
Are you gonna make banners and stuff?
Minutemen?
Yep.
Maybe.
I do everything
Oh,
in
that's
Norwood.
right.
I do embroidery. I mean, I do it all.
Yeah,
And
nice.
we're going to try to, at the end of this year, we hope to have a Hanson location too.
Oh, very good.
So, by the end of this year, we're hoping for 3 locations.
Excellent.
Norwood, Hanson, and Carver.
You're busy.
Awesome.
No rest for the weary, my friend.
I understand. Well, welcome. We appreciate it.
Thank you, I
Like I
appreciate it.
said, the auto body joint's class act.
Yeah, I like going there. They're painting my motorcycle right now. I'll let you know how they make out.
I'll be walking next door to see.
I circle myself. Give me a call.
All right.
All right. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you. Good night. All right, we still don't have the people here for an executive session.
Call the attorney right now. I have his
Okay.
cell phone. Give me 1 second, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, I know, huh?
We do have the minutes. Let's do this. We can go on to other business. We can do the minutes of June 27th, 2017.
Wait a minute, is that when you and I were sitting?
Let's see who was.
We were sitting in a room waiting for Will.
Yes.
Shouldn't be too many minutes.
So there was, I was there, Will was there, and Kevin was there. Chad and Jim can't vote.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of June 27, 2017 as written.
I'm sorry, Will, but I don't see them.
What, the minutes right
Minutes of.
Minutes. What am I doing?
All right, and I will second the approval of the minutes.
motion and a second.
Discussion?
Discussion.
Thanks. Just to follow up on JLK Realty, Jack, did you talk to them about their sign issue? It was Jamie Emerson's sign down on Tremont Street?
Oh, yes, I did. I talked to Greg Bremer from Bremer Signs several times. They are gonna come in with a special permit. He tried to get it in so you could receive the plans and set the hearing for tonight, but he wasn't prepared. He said he would be prepared for the next meeting.
Great.
But when we get to planner's notes, I wanna talk about that a little bit.
Okay, great. That's it, Mr. Chair.
Any further discussion? Now we have a motion and we have a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so those are the minutes. Any planning board member notes?
I'm good for tonight.
Seeing Jim? Okay. Planning director notes.
That's me. If you remember, I was a little concerned about Lindby's Path, and that it wasn't being monitored closely by Fuss and O'Neill, and secondly, that you weren't protected, the town wasn't protected with a covenant, so that if something happened, you could finish the work on the subdivision. Months ago, when I first started this interim job, I did approach Webby Engineering about all these issues. I also had Fuss and O'Neill go out there and do an inspection. It was done fairly well, the gist of it. But finally, after a lot of work, I did get a response, and I think it's in your packet, a memo outlining answers to some of the concerns that Fuss and O'Neill has. I think we're okay with that, and indeed you do have a covenant. So I'm very happy the town's protected, and I'm very happy that we're now on top of that subdivision. I think you are going to have some special permit receipts for plans for special permits coming in for signs. Now you might have 3 of them for your next meeting, but I wanted to see, when is your next meeting? I mean, I think the regular scheduled one is
25th, right?
July 25th. And I wanted to make sure the board, we're in the summer, so I won't be here. I'm on vacation, but I wanted to see who was going to be here or who wasn't going to be here.
I believe you asked me about that, and I said I prefer not to be here, but if I had to be, I would. So I'm in town, but in town on vacation with family.
Oh, that's right. Your son's back, yeah.
So the next meeting will be August?
Well, I only need 3 of you.
I'll be here.
Jim?
I should be here.
Will?
My calendar's packed, but I'd say probably 70% I'll be here.
Do I ask?
I don't. You can text me if you really. Or shoot me a call.
Okay.
I don't know what I got for appointments.
Right now, the only thing I would have is a receipt of plans so that you can schedule hearings, which is important. These people deserve to have a hearing schedule. So if I could get 3 of you here for a half hour tops, I don't have to be here. You can schedule the hearings, and we'll have them all scheduled already if they get submitted, but it's a formality you have to go through. So I'm going to tell Jill, right now we're on for the 25th, if there's business. Then if I can indulge you guys to go through your August schedule, right now you have August 8th. Is that too far away? Are we good with the 8th?
That's the second Tuesday, right?
Yep. We're good?
Good for me, but
Jim is the tough one. And he's really looking hard in there.
The 8th, I'm home. Yep.
All right, and then the 22nd.
22nd, I'm good on.
Okay, so we're on a regular schedule for the rest of the summer. That's
Okay.
was important that Jill wanted to know, and I told her I'd ask you guys. I think that's it.
That's it. Thank you, Jack. Any correspondence?
None.
All right, we just went through the
Oh, we
next-
did that already, huh?
Yeah, we just did the next meeting date. Apparently, we won't have our executive session tonight.
I've called the attorney. I've texted the attorney. You see the emails, he's expecting to come.
Put it on the next agenda.
Yeah. And if he's coming on the 25th, I don't need to be here. It's you know the issue.
Okay,
I think, yeah,
okay.
that's all we can do.
All right, I
Motion to adjourn?
have a motion and a second. Those in favor? Aye.
Jim has a